Okay, so let's continue. In this lesson, we're going to start working on our lower section. Now, we finished up our midsection. Just one last thing we're going to go through, just real quick for you, just in case you, just to kind of give you an extra tidbit finishing touch. One thing I always like to do is I like to create an overarching fill layer and call that AO. And it's just going to, I don't need any of the other channels, but just color. What I like to do is just turn off all the channels except color, and then just maybe go through my texturing, find the corresponding texture right there, and simply drag into there. And then once again, set the blend mode to multiply. That just kind of helps with just giving a little bit more of a pop in everything, or a little bit of contrast. You can do that a couple of times if you want. But just wanted to show you that. So moving on, we're going to do the pants section here next, and it's going to be a very simple one like we started off before. What you see here is I want to create a material for this area here that shares with maybe like the edges that go right here, and then I want to have a separate material that shares in these three areas. So that's what we're going to do first. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'll do is I'll bring in a smart material, and I'm just going to go ahead and just bring in a mask. And you know, in theory you could actually I'm completely fine with that, but I think that looks pretty cool right off the bat, like a pair of black pants. But let's go ahead and see if we can do a little bit more. And I'm going to add a black mask. I'm going to switch over to my selection over here, up here, and then I'm going to switch into polygon fill. And then just fill everything up. So now that my mask is designated, I can move on. So let's see. So what I'm doing right now is I'm starting off by creating my fill layer, my material for this area. And I'm using fabric mask, a fabric baseball hat as my starter. I'm going to go ahead and add one more in here, plastic armor glossy. I thought that was pretty good. And we'll just blend these two together through a mask generator. So we're going to blend that. Left click on the mask, right click then on the mask, add generator. Let's try you can do curvature. But I kind of am married to the idea of working with, that gives me what I'm looking for, I suppose. Truth be told, I kind of like the other one. I like the hard edge one, but that will work just fine for me. Okay, so now that we have that, it is a procedural generated process, so we have to go through and add a modifier to this in order to continuously edit it some more. So I'm going to right click, add paint, and then I'm going to switch into paint mode. And I'd like all these areas to be sort of like a burlap, working into sort of the texture mode here. And then maybe the stitching to be the stitching be something like that. And then we'll just do the same thing, like so. And that should be fine, just fine. All right. So now that we have all that established, all that we want, we have this underlying texture, let's go ahead and establish some work here. So for that, I want you to be more self-aware of that fabric denim. I think it's a good opportunity for us to start practicing manipulating different attributes to get different outcomes. Now it kind of gives us what we already want, except the color I'd like to be a little bit darker. So let's go into this fabric and start manipulating it. So for this one, we have to work in two different places to manipulate color. First, we have to start in the denim base. Maybe I'll make that a little bit desaturated and darker. And then the other one is main fiber structure. That one's also got to go down a little bit more. So it's something like that. Okay. Now once we have that, let's go ahead and mask this off so that it's only being shown through these 3 sections and not the entire area. So I'll go ahead and add a white mask, and I'm going to click on that mask, and I'll start by first getting it off those trims. Here, let me go and just click that off, and then let's switch into paint mode and just start painting some of this stuff off like so. And once you kind of look at all of this, you kind of think, oh, that's a bit dark for this. If you want, you can always just make the denim just a little bit more darker underneath. And I'll probably end up doing that myself, and that's why I love fill layers so much, is because, you know, you don't have to commit. If you make a mistake or you're wrong or off on the color, you can kind of change that. And so let me work with that. Let's see if we can, let's start with here. Let's make this a darker blue, and then let's just go to our denim base, make that darker as well. Alright, let's continue working on that mask so we can get some of these other areas taken care of. So let's see here, where is... If you're having trouble seeing the lines, let's just turn down the opacity of the pants, which is also something we can do to affect sort of like the look of this if you feel anything's too prevalent. Because if you can't get this dark enough, you can just turn down the opacity of the base color, and the bottom layers will shine through. I was just experimenting. Alright, so now that we got our pants sort of routined out and taken care of, we're pretty much done with that. You can kind of see it wasn't that difficult to do. In fact, it was a pretty quick, easy process. Like I say, denim has this process of just making it things like really, really easy. I go figure on this one. That smart material works really, really well. So kind of take that into account when you're setting everything in. So next up, we're just going to go ahead and finish this map off by doing the socks and the shoes last, and then we're going to work into the next map. So with that said, stick around and stay tuned.